Hello everyone, welcome again to Lola's Reading Corner. In today's video we will be looking at a pre-reading strategy called a picture walk, taking children through a picture walk. Now, simply put, a picture walk involves looking at the illustrations or pictures in a book from beginning to the end. So from the front cover through every page to the very end. However, when doing a picture walk, we're not reading the text in the book. So we're not focused on the text. We're not yet interested in the text. We're not reading. We're not looking at the text. We're very much focused on the pictures, the illustrations in the book. So it is a pre-reading strategy that holds a lot of benefits for children. There are numerous benefits from regularly taking children through a picture walk. The first thing it does is it activates prior knowledge. Now, some children might already have an idea about the book's main theme, so the theme might be central to visiting a doctor or visiting a dentist or visiting a farm. It might be about a new baby arriving in the family. So some children will already have that experience. So what going through the picture walk activates that prior knowledge, helps them to activate it, to draw on that prior knowledge in order to engage with the illustrations in the book and later with the text. Now, for some children, maybe they haven't been to the dentist before. Maybe they've never been to a farm. Maybe they're an only child, so they don't have any siblings. There's not been the arrival of any baby in their family. For those children, we still want to carry them along. So what a picture walk does for those children is it helps them to then develop or gain some background information, background knowledge that will help them when we start to read the book. So these children are totally unfamiliar with the theme, but we're trying to then help them build up a bank of ideas and information that will help them to understand the text when we come to reading it. It is a good opportunity for you to introduce new or difficult vocabulary, because eventually you will be reading the text, but you want children to understand what you're reading. If there are words there that are very theme specific and children don't understand what those words mean, then it will be difficult for them to understand the sentence in which that word has been used and the idea or the purpose of the author for that sentence, the message that sentence carries. So we want to use that time to introduce new or difficult vocabulary to kind of explain it to children, maybe using a picture, maybe pointing out to a specific picture or relating it to something that they already know. What a picture walk also does is it helps us to draw out connections to children's experiences. So in your class, there might be children there who have definitely visited the doctor, and some who might have visited the dentist, some who have been to a farm, and some who have welcomed not one, not two, maybe three younger ones. So we want them to start to connect to the text on a personal level. They might have read a book that has similar, storyline. So again, we're connecting to another book that they've read. They might have watched something on TV, a cartoon maybe, that centers around a farm or a new baby arriving in a family. And again, quickly, the children are able to connect to that, so a connection to the general world, and they draw on those connections or those knowledge to help them understand the text when we come to read it. A picture walk is also a very, very excellent way to improve or to develop children's language and communication. So a picture walk allows us to elicit discussion based on the illustration. So we're talking about descriptive language, we're talking about theme specific language. When you think visiting the doctor, you're talking nurses, you're talking germs, you're talking hospital, injections, very specific language, feeling poorly, language that is very specific to visiting a doctor. When you're talking of farms, you're talking of farmer, animals, you're talking wagons, rakes, tractors. When you're talking of the arrival of a baby, you're talking maybe baby shower, buying new clothes, baby soap, baby powder, feeding bottle. And then it allows you to engage children with comprehension style questions. So WH questions: who, what, when, where, why, how. Children begin to think about this and begin to use specific language to explain their ideas or share their thoughts. It gets children to think about and share their predictions on what the story will be about. So if you've activated prior knowledge, if you've looked through a few vocabulary, if you've elicited discussions, descriptions, answers to WH questions, children can begin to think and say, I think this and this is what will happen in the story. And their predictions don't have to be, there's nothing called right or wrong, because they will predict based on the level of understanding and prior experiences that they have. And one other excellent thing that a picture walk does is it's a hook to get children interested in the story. Remember, at this point, we are not reading the story. We haven't read the text to them yet. But already they're engaged. They're interested. So a very good number of the children will then want you to go ahead and read the story. They want to find out, was my prediction correct? Did I get that right? Was that true? Is that what will happen? They want to know. Now, some, example of questions that you can ask, and this is not an exhaustive list, just an idea, is, what do you see? What is X doing? Why is he doing, or he or she doing that? What do you know about X, Y, Z? What is happening in the picture? What time of the day is it? How do you know? Why is X doing this? What do you think might happen next? Have you ever, been to the dentist? How did you feel? Who took you there? What did you go there for? What did you do there? What happened there? Some tips when it comes to asking questions is to try to use open-ended questions. Try to avoid questions that only have one answer: yes, no, white, black. Try questions where children can give a variety of answers based on their understanding, experiences, and the level of language they can access. So, how do you know? Why do you think? Tell me why. How would you describe? Questions that allow them to think and give personal opinions and give a well thought out personal answer. Choose books with high quality illustrations. So try to look for books with very strong text and very lovely text and message, but where also the illustrations lend themselves very powerfully and beautifully to the text, so that children can engage with the illustrations and also engage with the text. As the facilitator of a picture walk, you should read through the book, look through the pictures, and engage with the illustrations before you present it to the class, because then it allows you to see potentially new or difficult vocabulary. It allows you to think about how you're going to ask questions. It allows you to think about maybe pictures you need to have handy to explain or help children understand some of the vocabulary or things that are happening in the picture. So what I've done here is just to take a picture of a book titled Bedtime for Tiny Mouse, and I'm only going to talk about the first page. So one of the first things you would do on a picture walk is to tell children the title of the book. So the title of this book, and point to it, is Bedtime for Tiny Mouse. That's about the only text you'll be referring to. So Bedtime for Tiny Mouse, and this is a book by so and so and so, illustrated by so and so and so. And straight off the bat, you start to talk about, what can you see? Who do you think the main character is? Why would you say so? And already from the first picture, children can already start to say, oh, I have a teddy that I sleep with, or no, I don't have a teddy, it's a doll. No, I don't have a doll, it's a bunny rabbit. And you begin to engage children immediately. I'm going to be quiet for a few minutes and show you the book through to the end, and I'd like you to think about, what questions would you ask? What vocabulary in the text might you single out to teach children that might be new or tricky? And we're thinking of the typical, say, 3 to 5-year-old for this book. What vocabulary might trip them up when you start to read it? What vocabulary might they not easily understand that you would need to explain in a bit more detail? What questions would you ask, from your children through to the end? And so I'll be quiet till the very end of the video. Thank you very much for engaging again. I'll see you at the end. And so we've come to the end of the book. So if you had liked the look of the book, I'd really like to know what questions you would ask, what maybe pictures you would use to help children further understand some vocabulary. What vocabulary did you find in it that you might need to explain or demonstrate or show using another picture so children understand? But whatever we do, let's think about using a picture walk for the books. We can even use it for decodable phonics books, and you can begin to pre-teach the sounds that the focus sounds in those phonics books, so you can begin to elicit those sounds from children. You can begin to draw out other words or subtly introduce those words with the focus sound to children if you're using a decodable phonics book. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'd really like to hear your thoughts and your ideas, so please feel free to share in the comment section. I will see you in the next video. Bye.